How can a man show his sexual interest in a woman in a way that feels good to the woman? Because I think that men can fall into a trap of showing too much sexual interest or not enough. Let's dig into this. If a man is too sexually eager or unrestrained or uncontrolled, he will approach a woman with the idea of sex. He will be very needy around sex, and he basically just sees her as an object. These are probably guys who watch a lot of porn, and you often find them on online dating sites where they start telling you all the things they want to do to you before you've ever met, or on the first date, they're already commenting about your body and trying to smash, and they're pushing for sex, and they act all pouty if you're not down for it. That's a lack of sexual control, and it's actually needy, and it's I'm going to call it like a vampire energy, because it's kind of like you're here for me to get my dick off, and you're just an object for my gratification. I don't want to know you. I don't care what you want. It's it's sad for those men who go around that way, because they don't understand what women want, and they're guys, if that's you, you've got to do a lot of work on yourself, really, because women don't want to just be plundered for sex. We want to be appreciated and known and connected with you first. And if that seems scary for you or difficult for you, I would suggest some therapy or a men's group with some men who are in relationships to guide you and help you learn how to get a woman interested in you, so that you're not just using women and seeing women as objects to be used. The other group of men are the men that vow to never be like, they want to be very respectful of women. Often these men were raised by single moms where there was no healthy male role model, and they saw their mom really being hurt by men who abandoned them or used them for sex, and their mom often said, be nice to girls. Or they just lack confidence in general. There could be many other reasons, but I see this often with men who like women but who want to be respectful. So they think that being a friend and being nice to women and doing them favors will eventually get them sex. And often that's a type of manipulation, because they want sex, but they're not owning it. They don't know they're manipulative. For those guys, I would recommend reading No More Mr. Nice Guy, and also getting in touch with your male sexuality and seeing it as a gift and a prize, and not as something that you have to hide away. I would say the other group of men who go around plundering women are players. Men whose fathers were players, and they swore they would never be that way, but they are that way because they're unconsciously modeling their dad. And so for them, women are just objects to be used. But let's say that you're a guy who wants a relationship and you don't know which way to play it. You don't want to come on too quick to a woman, but yet you, which is uncontrolled sexuality, and you don't want to be friend zoned by denying your sexual interest, which is suppressed sexuality. You are a healthy man, you're a sexual man, and you want sex with this woman, but you control your sexuality. So this video is for you, and I'll just tell you what feels good to me as a woman in what I call controlled sexuality. And I'm going to make two parts. One is when you first get to know a woman, and the second controlled sexuality is for men when they're having sex, whether it's a hookup or it's your wife, because there are also men who have uncontrolled and repressed sexuality in the bedroom. So I would say that when you're first dating a woman, to show your sexual interest, you want to give her verbal compliments that are not sexualized. Even if you first see a woman in the store or something, I would comment on her hair, on her eyes, something you like about her. Do not pick the breasts or the ass or her tight leggings. Don't pick anything sexualized. Pick something about her that you find beautiful that is not genitalia related. Like, oh my God, I just really noticed your shoes. Oh my God, your hair is so beautiful. Or I just noticed you, the way you walk, you just have such poise. Something that is genuine, because people can feel when you're not. Can you find something to like about a woman other than her pussy? And compliment her on that. If you're going on a date, compliment her. Oh my God, that dress looks stunning on you. You can even look her up and down. Go, oh my God, you look stunning. You know, it can be done with your eyes. You look her up and down, you go, woo wee. You know, something like that. Or where you can whistle, look her up and down and just say, you look beautiful. You want to take in the woman's whole persona, her whole being. So she feels appreciated as a person and seen as a person. And oh my God, you really have a way of putting your clothes together. You want to comment on her. You want to let her know you're attracted to her. Like, oh my God, you fill that dress out so fabulous. Oh my gosh, I am so happy to be seen with you, or something like that. As far as physical, you want to be physical. But don't go anywhere near the genitalia or the breasts. Again, standing close to her. If you're ordering a coffee, stand close to her. See what she does. Because if she likes you, not too close right away, but a little closer. If she likes you, she'll let you. If she doesn't like you, she'll back off. So look for those signs. You can put your hand on her shoulder. If you're getting a coffee, when she takes her coffee, you can put your hand on her lower back and guide her. It feels safe. It feels reassuring. Lower back touch, shoulder touch, an arm touch. If you're having coffee or eating and her hair's in her mouth, you could, just stroke her hair and kind of like put it behind her ear, or move the hair out of her face, or go, oh, you've got something on your mouth. If she has some food there or something, like a non-sexual touch. You want to show that you're comfortable with your sexuality and touching her. A lot of women like that. And that's when you can also pick up how comfortable she is with that. I personally am not. On first dates, I personally like to go for a handshake, and I like to wear office attire. As I get to know a man more, I will dress more tighter fitting or more shorter or higher heels. And I generally don't do kissing on the first date. I will end with a handshake or a hug where we're not groin touching. I think that's pretty normal. I wouldn't make anything of that if she doesn't kiss you right away. And then if I like him, I've gotten to know him, maybe there would just be a lot of hugging, groin to groin hugging, or, a kiss or something like that. Now, let's talk about sexual control in the bedroom, because we have these uncontrolled men that it's just about their dick. They're worried about losing their erection, so they have to stick it in quick because they're not going to last long. It's all about their dick. Or they think it's a bang fest and they have to bang a long time to keep a woman, because that's what she wants, or that's what it is. It's all about his dick. Uncontrolled. Or he doesn't give her any foreplay. He doesn't give her any warm-up. He moves things along really fast because he's very impulsive. He's so nervous. He's just got to get his dick in there fast. And these are sometimes really nice guys, but they haven't learned to control their sexual energy and make it a mutual experience. These are men typically, like the first group and the dating, who have not learned how to tune into a woman. They don't understand women. They don't understand sex and relationships and turning a woman on. They typically either watch a lot of porn, or they grew up in a house where emotions weren't allowed, so they don't feel anything. It's just about getting off for them. Sex is just about getting off. Then we have the other extreme of men who are sexually shut down. They don't know what they like. You can't do this. There's a no to everything. You can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't be too intimate, and you can't be too sexual. And some of them don't even want sex at all. Their sexuality is just completely shut down. They have been sexually traumatized usually, or sexually abused, so that they hardly ever want sex. There is that with men too, where they may only have it a few times in their lifetime. They may be in a relationship where there's no sex happening and they don't complain, they just go along with it. Or they don't ask for what they want, they make it all about the woman. I don't know. I don't really come across guys like that too much, but what's super hot is the controlled sexual guy. You know he's horny for the woman. You can just tell it in his eyes. He's got this fever. He's so turned on, but he's controlling it. And he can take things really slow. And especially when he starts with the penetration, he goes really slow. And he waits for the woman to like ask for more. And the woman can tell he wants to get in there and he wants to do more, but he's controlling himself. And that is super hot for me, actually. I'm getting all personal here because I can relax more because I can trust him, especially if he's a larger or longer guy, because I'm only 5'3", so a lot of guys are way too long for me. And that allows me to relax because I can relax and let go when I can trust him to be in control. And that is mentally, that is more arousing than anything he can do touching my body. A lot of getting a woman turned on, a lot of getting a guy turned on too, is actually mental too. So that's what I think. These are just my own thoughts. I don't know what other women like, but I think that it's really great that we can be in touch with our sexual energy, but we're in control of it. For example, I like sex, but I don't go around having sex. I am in charge of my sexual energy, and I'm very intentional about who I share that with, because, well, I like to use my I, as a woman, like to use my sexual control also. So those are just some of my thoughts, and I hope you guys will drop some of your comments. I think these are interesting topics. And I remember I had a roommate once here years ago, because I was like trying to have a roommate, and he was really into this young woman, and she had a boyfriend, but he was so in love with her that whenever she called him, he would come over, he would go over there and hang out with her, and he'd be gone all night. And I thought he was getting laid, but he wasn't. She was just using him as someone to talk to or give her attention. And he kept saying, I don't know why she's with that guy who just cheats on her and hits her and is mean to her when I'm such a nice guy. But he totally got friend-zoned. And I think about that a lot. And I kept thinking, why does he keep going over there and putting himself in that position? Because he was hoping that one day she would see what a good guy he was and want him. But the problem is, the reason she didn't want him wasn't because he was a good... Well, first of all, she was traumatized. Traumatized women don't like healthy men. Traumatized women who are with men who beat them or use them or abuse them or cheat on them don't want a healthy man. That's out their comfort zone. They're not ready for that. So don't expect them to want you. And furthermore, simping for something doesn't work. Like, if a guy is not into me, he can just go. If a woman isn't into you, she can just go. We have to be able to cut our losses, because attraction isn't something that we can coerce someone into. It's either there or it isn't. Although sometimes if people work together, it can develop over time, but attraction doesn't develop by clinginess or neediness. So this guy probably learned a lesson, and now he probably already knows. So just be easy, you guys. A lot of this dating stuff is we're learning. And I think the internet and these type of videos are good, because before the internet, it was really hard to learn any of this stuff, because I don't think people were, no one was teaching me this stuff. I had to figure this all out on my own, you guys. The hard way. I think we have to learn this often the hard way.